Hello, I'm Herbert Nelson, Director of the Presbyterian Church Office of Public Witness in Washington, D.C. I'm here to talk about a very important subject of our church's General Assembly and also of this nation. This video is being made on the day that the gunman in the Tucson, Arizona shooting during the Congress on the Corner has pleaded guilty to charges of gun violence in Tucson and has been sentenced to life. But just as this is taking place, we know just a few days ago, in a Sikh temple, during a worship service, a gunman opened fire on those who were gathered to worship and then killed himself. This is representative of the rash of gun violence incidents we are seeing across this nation. Each time we hear of these deaths, it appears oftentimes that our nation moves on, as though we have really not suffered a tragedy. I am convinced today that we're not just suffering a tragedy regarding the lives of those who have been lost, and I do not mean to minimize the struggles of these families, but we're suffering a tragedy with regards to the freedoms that so many have fought for over the years, that we might be emancipated to live together as brothers and sisters in this nation, and to look at the least of these and those who are struggling on the fringes of life. Most of these incidents that we are seeing are a result of mental health issues and guns being in the hands of persons who are not responsible and should not have those weapons. As a matter of fact, we are seeing right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., a rash of murders that have escalated over the years, traced directly to straw purchases of guns, where an individual who could not purchase a gun for themselves has someone else to buy it, and then that gun is sold to the person who is unable to purchase it for themselves. It is this type of activity that the Presbyterian Church USA is attempting to push against with regards to the sale of guns in the United States of America. We truly believe that as a covenant community, we are called to live valuing the life of every human being that exists and recognizing that we are to live as God intends, and that is loving our neighbors as we love ourselves, but remembering first that our love for God, our love for human life, and our love for the expanse and possibilities of people's living out their freedom from day to day is vitally important as our own freedoms. We are not against guns, but we are against guns that are sold, that kill people, and that are designed to kill people. As one good friend, Jim Atwood, would say, who has recently written a book on gun violence and has been a leading proponent in eradicating gun violence in the United States. I am a hunter, he says, but I don't need a Uzi or AK-47 to hunt a deer. And so these assault weapons we are asking, and we are pushing and pressing and pleading to Congress and others to do away with the sale of assault weapons to individuals in local communities. We're also working with ecumenical and interfaith partners on moving legislation that would not allow accessories to guns, such as magazine clips, that would shoot over 20 or 60 bullets at a time before having to reload. Statistics have shown that in these gun violence incidents, it is at the point where the perpetrator of the shooting begins to reload that generally he is apprehended. And I am suggesting that when we begin to look at 20 to 60 clips as an accessory to a gun, there is no doubt that a person who purchases this is looking to do mass killings of people. It would help today if you would write your congressmen, your legislators, state, local, and federal governments, pressing them to be about the business of restoring sanity to the life of our nation, where we are walking together as one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.